Welcome back. This is Yank Froggy. This time we're going to use Photoshop to transform Angelina Jolie into a vampire. They've got a nice high-res image with lots of teeth showing. And the first thing I want to do is select my lasso cutout tool here, and I'm going to make her ears pointy, kind of like Spock. So I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to draw with my lasso tool an extension for her ear, like so. Then I'm going to go to the filter tool and click liquefy. The top left, or the very top tool, is the warp tool, and I'm just going to pull up on her ear, the tip of it, like so. Click OK. Using that same tool, I'm going to modify her eyebrows so she looks like she's frowning or looking a little more evil. So I'm going to cut out her eyebrows, leaving plenty of space on the bottom and on the top, like that. Use the same filter, liquefy, and I'm going to pull down and push up, like that. Click OK, and do the same on the other side. Filter, liquefy, push up on this side and down on that side. Click OK. Alright, now since we're working on her eyes, vampires are they're dead beings, I guess, so I want to take some color around her eyes, take away some of that flesh color. So I've chosen my sponge tool, and I'm just sponging away some of the pink flesh color around her eyes. Don't take the color out of her eyes themselves, just stay outside the eye, like that. Give her kind of a dark shadows around her eyes. Still wouldn't mind being bitten by her, but I'd probably regret it later. Okay, now we're going to color her eyes. I'm going to zoom in closer. That's the beauty of a high-res image. You can work real tight. And I'm going to pick my my brush tool. I've picked a nice tangerine yellow, which I like for the vampire look. And I've got my opacity at 24, which is quite low. I want it to be transparent. Then go ahead and color inside the eyeball, covering the iris and the eyeball. Don't pick up your brush till you've laid all your color down. You don't want two coats, just one layer. Stay inside the eyeball. If you go outside, it's okay. You can fix it with the history brush. I'm going to try to stay inside so we can save some time. Like that. Okay. Next, go to your lasso tool again, and I want you to cut out the irises. Be careful and stick right to the edge of the iris and cut it out. Then go to Image, Adjustments, Brightness, Contrast, and pump up the contrast till it starts to glow like fire, like that. Isn't that a great, eerie, creepy look to it? You want the center to be black, so the contrast is almost all the way up in this image. And do the same to the other side. Cut out the iris and pump up the contrast. Image, adjustments, brightness, contrast, until the pupil is basically black, like that. Okay, let's back up and see how that looks. Okay, now we're going to work on our teeth. No self-respecting vampire wouldn't have their fangs. So I'm going to move in tight on her teeth, on her mouth. And by the way, if you hit the space bar in Photoshop, it temporarily gives you the move tool, which is a nice handy shortcut. There's different ways of putting fangs in. I think the best method is to use the lasso tool and stretch the original tooth so you have the original reflections in the original color. No filling, no painting, no drawing. So I've cut out her incisor. Make sure you pick the incisors with my lasso tool. And then I go to Edit, Transform, Distort. You'll get a selection box, and then just pull down with your cursor here the middle tab of that selection box to stretch down her tooth. Click the checkbox to apply your transformation, and do the same with the other incisor. Don't worry about the cut lines, we'll clean those up next. Edit, Transform, Distort, and pull down on the middle tab like that. Okay, now I'm going to go to my history brush right here. The history brush restores the original image underneath, and I want to set my opacity basically up all the way up, and I'm going to repair, see, my cut lines. I'm just going to go over them and it's going to obliterate them out. Now with that same tool I'm going to shape the fangs, so I'm just going to cut in there and start using my artistic ability to shape the fangs into some sharp fangs. Now if I had, I'm limited by time, otherwise I would refine this step, but you get the idea of how effective it is to basically stretch the tooth out and then just shape it with the history brush like so. Alright, now we're going to add some blood. First I'm going to stain her teeth. I don't want blood on the teeth necessarily, it would obliterate them out. I don't want a bright red, I want a burgundy red. And click OK. Set my opacity all the way down to say 20, 25 is good, and I'm going to stain her teeth. Whoops, I'm still in the history brush, so I want to Control Z to back up. Select my paintbrush and go back and go ahead and apply the color. If I had a bright red here, it would obliterate the teeth out. You wouldn't be able to see them. It would look too cartoony. I want this to look like the original photograph. So I'm just going to stain the bottom of her teeth here. We'll apply the blood next, and a little bit on her other fang here. See, they're still visible. Okay, now I'm going to go to opacity and pump it all the way up to almost max it out. It's at 92, and paint in my blood. I'm going to put it in between her teeth, but I'm not going to put it on the teeth. Maybe underneath here, and I'm definitely going to have it flowing over her famous lips, following the contour, dripping down. Got to rivulet. Like so. Next, I want to put a little reflection on the bottom of that drip of blood. So I'm going to go to my pencil tool and get my color picker and pick a nice light color like her tooth there, and then just right at the bottom here add a little reflection, a little highlight. Now let's back up and see how that looks. There you have it, folks. Angelina Jolie as a vampire. She's still hot, but she's scary. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, send me some commentaries and I'll have more stuff for you in the future. Thank you. Yick Froggy out.